Welcome back to the Done Deal Show. Hit the like button. Please get this shared in your group chats with friends and family. Really want to ascertain and get your opinions on some of these stories coming through today. Big news surrounding Liverpool. An exclusive update regarding the situation with Dani Olmo and Man United's transfer. You could call it a circus because it feels a little bit hectic. Could be about to kick off in a big way. So sit back and enjoy the show. And of course, get in the comment section. I want your opinions. I want your thoughts, feelings on these stories that are circulating today. A big shout out to our title sponsors, HelloFresh. You can get 60% off your first order, 20% off your second, and free dessert for life. But more on that a little bit later. I wanted to start today, actually, with Liverpool. And the big story that has come out today is that PSG table a shock offer for Mohamed Salah that blows Liverpool's contract extension proposal out of the water. The Ligue giants eye a blockbuster free transfer in the summer. Now, it was reported a few days ago, and this was scoffed at by a couple of media outlets, that PSG were making an offer. It has now been confirmed by somewhere in the region of about 10 other outlets that an offer somewhere in the region of £500,000 a week have been offered to Mohamed Salah. Now, this doesn't mean he's going to pick PSG, but what it does do is it shows the camp of Mo Salah, his representation, and of course the player himself, that there are people out there that value you at a very high level when it comes to your salary, when it comes to the wages, bonuses. It blows Liverpool's offer out of the water. I still think the loyalty that he has to Liverpool, the fact that it sounds like he wants to stay, means I don't think Liverpool need to offer as much as Paris Saint-Germain have. However, more of these offers may come in for him. Now that anybody is allowed to talk to Mohamed Salah and there isn't anything Liverpool can do about it, he is likely to get more and more of these offers. I'd love to get your opinion on this, especially Liverpool fans. You've got the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation going on. How about this one? Leave us your comments below. And look, do you think this is going to turn his head? Do you feel that he'll remain loyal? Will FSG pull their finger out? How do you see this one with Mohamed Salah going? Now, up next, I want to speak about Nico Williams and Arsenal, plus the other transfer links surrounding them as a club. But before we do that, I want to speak to you about HelloFresh. Look, everyone's on a health kick at the beginning of the year. Everybody does it, okay? But life's expensive. It's really expensive, and it's hard to get good quality whole foods. It's as simple as that. If you scan that QR code on my screen or click on the link below, it'll take you through, as you can see here, to the HelloFresh website. Now, it's a great offer. Yes, you get free desserts for life. You can have a little look here, 60% off of your first box. But I want to show you how affordable this is to eat good quality, healthy, whole foods. And this is what you need to do if you want to get in shape. You can go to the gym, okay? You can exercise and run, but if you're not eating well, it's going to be almost pointless. Lots of healthy options, quick, simplistic food to make as well. And look, as I say, you get 60% off your first box, 20% off the first 2 months after that, plus free dessert for life. It's an amazing offer. And I want to show you how cheap this is, okay? 4 people times 5 meals will cost you £26 a week. Now, that's the plan that I go for. So when I click on here and I then go to build my plan, as you can see, I select 4 people 5 times a week. Okay, that cost me £26. And the reason I do that is I don't need to feed 4 people with it. Or it's more lunch and dinner. Lunch and dinner. Okay? And if there's that, 26 quid, you could not go to the supermarket today and buy 2 meals of organic, okay, whole foods for £26 a week. For 5 days a week, 2 meals a day for £26. It's worth doing. It's healthy. It's good for you. Scan the QR code now and go and get that done. Now, Nico Williams, he's been a long-standing target of Arsenal. But I want to frame this situation. Arsenal are linked to a lot of players at the moment, and we've spoken about a lot of those links on the terrace. You know, I feel, again, in terms of my own personal opinion, I don't believe that the Moani links are Arsenal pushing for it. I've felt that it's Christopher Nkunku's camp that has pushed those links to Arsenal. Spoke about the deal. Do you like it? Do you not? Don't think it's going to happen. Mohamed Kudus, there's probably been an inquiry of some sort. West Ham has set the asking price of 100 million. We know that the same has happened when it comes to Alexander Isak. £150 million price tag has been set. So it's a link. It's a genuine link. But is it going to progress and move forward? Probably not. With Nico Williams, though, and there's been lots of other stories as well. But the Nico Williams one is an interesting one that I want your opinion on. Athletic Bilbao forward is a target for Arsenal and other Premier League clubs who could trigger his £48 million release clause. And that's the first part of this story, which I think is key. £48 million release clause. We spoke yesterday about the links to Omar Mamouche, and a number of journalists feel that Arsenal like him. They're looking at him and they're viewing the options. And this is where Arsenal need to be clever. Okay, now, if these stories are true, and you may not think they're right, you may think they're misleading, and that's your opinion, and leave that in the comment section. We'd love to hear that from you. If you can get Mamouche for 50 million and Nico Williams for 48 million, I don't think you need to spend 150 million pounds on Alexander Isak. As brilliant as that player is, for 2/3 of that price, you could have Nico Williams on the left and Omar Mamouche through the centre. I may have just called him Mohamed Mamouche. Did I? If I did, I apologise. Sorry. I was reading a lot about Mo Salah this morning. My apologies. That's something that Arsenal should be exploring. It says sources indicate that the Gunners are in ongoing discussions with the player's agent and are prepared to act swiftly to secure the signature of the Spanish star, who has a release clause of 58 million euros in his contract with the Bilbao side. Arsenal are waiting for Williams to give the green light to a move before proceeding. If the 22-year-old gives his thumbs up to the deal, Mikel Arteta's side are ready to trigger the release clause. And I think what's a real bonus now for Arsenal is the financial troubles that Barcelona find themselves in again. They're struggling to register 2 players now. That is what I would... If I'm in that room with Nico Williams, I am banging on about that. Listen, I know you want Barca first. I get that. Barca can't even afford to sign and register the players they've got. How? How are they going to sign you? How are they going to register you? Is that the right environment for you to be in? Etc., etc. You've got to pile that on thick if you're trying to sell him that idea. As I say, Arsenal will link to a number of players. I think about 50% of them are being pushed by the players themselves to help engineer moves away from their football club, as we have discussed in the content itself. But Nico Williams, it's been so well documented for a long period of time that he is a top target of Arsenal, a top target of Mikel Arteta. We know Barca's the preference, but with their problems, could this be the time to strike? Arsenal fans, do you want to go for him? Do you think it will happen this January? I want your thoughts, feelings, opinions in the comments section below. Now, when we talk about Manchester United, there are links here to Viktor Gyökeres, as we know. iSport have claimed that United could sanction 3 loan deals in January to free up the funds for their £80 million pursuit of Gyökeres. Now, Gyökeres has a £60 million buyout clause in the summer. To get it done now, it would be the outright release clause, which is 80 million. The big question is that extra 20 million pound of spending worthwhile now? My personal belief would be yes. So let's just sit in the world that United are pursuing this deal. Okay, for a moment when we discuss this. Absolutely. I think the extra 20 million pound is worth it. United need goals right now. They need goals, essentially, so they can outscore some of the mistakes and poor performances they have to get some results in. Plus, for the long term, Gyökeres is a star in the making. A little bit of a late bloomer, but we've seen that before. Case in point being a Jamie Vardy. And I think Gyökeres would be a brilliant piece of business. Dortmund and PSG are both showing renewed interest in the Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. And Juve have been in contact with Joshua Zirkzee's agent in the last few days and are awaiting a final decision from Manchester United. And that does feel... Listen, I think Rashford could definitely leave as an example. Casemiro, Eriksen have got interest around them. Zirkzee going feels a real distinct possibility. Anthony could be on his way out. United are in multiple discussions. I think United can sign players this January. I know that a lot of rivals will say, why would anyone want to join? Worst time ever. United aren't attractive. You're allowed to have that opinion. I'm no longer going to answer those questions. I've decided last night that we've had those questions labelled at us for the past 11 years. We answer them Our answers get told they're wrong, and then the players sign anyway. Or some of the players sign anyway. Nobody lands everybody. So I'm just no longer prepared to engage in those conversations because you know what my answers are going to be. If you don't agree with them, just say you don't think it will happen. You don't need my opinion to kind of validate yourself. So United can sign players, in my opinion. Outgoings are going to be key. That's where the real focus should be. Can Man United orchestrate the deals to get 3 or 4 players out the club on sales and loans so new signings can be made? It's not the transfer fees that are the issue. There is always a way of having creative accounting to sort that out. What the most important thing is to do is lower that wage bill. And if you could get rid of a Rashford, Xerxes, Anthony, Cass, you're talking nearly £1 million a week in salary there. You could then bring in 3 new players, 4 new players that fit this system quicker, understand the style. Maybe you've had a little bit of experience with Ruben Amorim in the past as well. A mixture of that would be brilliant. But as ever, I want your opinions on this. Now, we mentioned Dani Olmo a little bit earlier on, an exclusive here from Fabrizio Romano as he spoke to the agent of Dani Olmo, who says, I believe that Barca will finalise everything and make it happen. The Liga should help him instead of these reports of Dani not available for the national team. But I'm sure we'll be at Barca for many years, happy at the club and with Dani's desire to be here. I don't want to call it lip service. But what else is the agent going to say? At this particular juncture, he can't say anything else. Because Barca are spending millions. There's some irony in this if they don't win. They're spending millions in legal fees so they can register Dani Olmo. Of course, the agent is going to be supportive at this particular moment. But if they foul, and today, I believe, the 3rd of January, if they foul on their 3rd and final attempt to get him registered, the whole world could change. Every single top Premier League, top German, top Spanish, top Italian team should be on this. They should be all over it like white on rice. They absolutely should be. You may not come out on top, but there is the potential of a deal here. Even if, and there's been a few rumours that Chelsea and Arsenal United could look at this, and United's position probably suits it more. Even if it's a 6-month loan deal until the end of the season, and then maybe Barca can register him, it wouldn't be ideal. But for certain clubs, especially Man United, that could be a real boost, especially with the lack of creativity, the lack of goals up front. So look, all the clubs should be on this to see what happens. I'm sure the player and the agent's attitude may change if the 3rd and final appeal fails today. If it goes through and he can register, then of course he's going to stay. That was always the case. I'd love to get your opinions on that in the comments section below. As ever, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Go and check out HelloFresh, though. We're going to have this offer for a few days. Look, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live their lives. I'm currently going for a little bit of a health kick back in the gym, but eating healthy is the most important component of this, genuinely. You feel better, you sleep better, you move better, you can work harder. 60% off HelloFresh, 20% off the following 2 months, and of course, free dessert. And their desserts are very nice, by the way, for life. Go and check it out now. It's healthy and it's very, very cost efficient. Better than going to a supermarket and being stung on processed foods. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.